iDriveSoCal is brought to you by the very best auto retailers from across Southern California. When it's time for you to buy or even just kick the tires on the idea of buying, just go to iDriveSoCal.com and click on dealers. iDriveSoCal.com, click on dealers, and get connected. Now, on with the podcast.
There's probably more auto shows in June for a couple of reasons. One is the season. It's end of spring, beginning of summer. And then the second reason, it's also the month of Father's Day. Father's Day weekend is in June, and it's a great way to also explore cities and communities throughout Southern California. All of these events are definitely family friendly. In fact, you'll see a lot of families there, lots of kids, babies, mom and dads with strollers. Great events for dates as well.
Welcome to iDriveSoCal, the podcast all about mobility from the automotive capital of the United States, Southern California. I'm Tom Smith, and joining me for a little bit of a different podcast is our good friend, the Professor Clinton Kwan. Say hello, Clinton.
Hi, Tom.
Hey. And what we're talking about today's podcast, I'm actually dubbing, how did I think of it? Professor Kwan's Awesome Auto Show June. So Clinton was telling me that the month of June is just huge for auto shows, and us being in Southern California, the automotive capital of the United States, of the world, really, we have a ton of great auto shows, and Clinton was just being the massive enthusiast that he has been telling me, oh man, this is going on in June, that's going on in June. I said, okay, let's do a podcast on the auto shows coming up in June. So that is what Clinton's going to fill us in on, right?
Yes. And there's probably more auto shows in June for a couple of reasons. One is the season. It's end of spring, beginning of summer.
Sure.
So the weather is nice, but it's not too hot.
Right.
And then the second reason, it's also the month of Father's Day. Father's Day weekend is in June.
Right.
And there are a ton of car shows that takes place during the weekend of Father's Day weekend.
Okay. And with that in mind, we have 5 to cover. And I told Clinton we have to cover these at a pretty good clip because he and I can get chatty. But before we do, Clinton is a father. This is going to be my first Father's Day. Let me ask you, are you and your son going to be hitting a lot of these shows together, or do you have that planned out yet? Or do you, because you do go to a lot of shows with your son, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've taken him to a number of shows, and we'll probably go to almost all the shows on that list.
Okay.
If not all of them.
All right. Awesome. My son is just turned 7 months old, so he's a little early for these shows yet. And some of them are kind of like the shows where they have muscle cars and whatnot, just to put it out there for those of you that are anticipating going. Some, like the Concours d'Elegance that we've covered, that is a very elegant affair. Other auto shows and even cars and coffee events that you go to, you need to be a little careful sometimes because you got guys that don't want to rev their engines and stuff. And there's people that are at the shows that are encouraging that. And it's cool because, I mean, you hear some finely tuned automobiles, but at the same time, you need to be cognizant of that from a perspective of protecting children's ears as well as your own, right? You wear earplugs, both you and your son do, right?
We do when we go to racing events such as the Auto Club 400 NASCAR race in Fontana.
Okay.
Or if it's the Toyota Grand Prix in Long Beach.
Okay. Okay. So without further ado, let's go through the list of the auto shows. And these are just your, basically, we always do top 3 for the vehicle reviews, but this is your top 5 auto shows here in Southern California in the month of June.
In the month of June, correct. Okay. And I picked 5 that are all on different days, so that way you can attend all the shows.
All right.
And it's a great way to also explore cities and communities throughout Southern California.
Good idea. Good plan.
The first one takes place on the first Saturday, that's Saturday, June 2nd, in Chino Hills at Boys Republic. And this will be the 11th annual Friends of Steve McQueen car show. This is turning out to be a huge car show, especially for Porsche enthusiasts and Mustang enthusiasts.
And you were just mentioning off mic before we started the podcast that this is turning into a show with a national footprint of some sort.
Yeah, I remember attending the Greystone Mansion Concours d'Elegance last year.
Okay.
There's not one this year. And one of the representatives at the event mentioned that they really want to turn this into a a national event,
Okay.
really one of the bigger shows that takes place in the U.S.
Okay.
And I know in the past several years, it's grown to be quite a show, and it's getting a lot of attention.
And I mean, I'm an automotive enthusiast, not to the degree that you are, but I was also asking you this off mic. Steve McQueen, I know him as a race car guy, motorcycle guy, and movie star. I've never seen any of his movies. I know you were just telling me that one of his chase scenes in a movie is
It,
all-time best chase scene.
yes, that's Bullet. And every year for this car show, there is a theme to the car show. And this year's theme is going to be Bullet for the movie Bullet
Okay.
in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the movie.
Okay.
Yes. And Bullet, anyone who's ever seen the car chase scene knows that this is one of the best car chase scenes in any movie, whether it's a modern movie or an older movie.
Okay. Which says a lot
yeah.
because it's what is it, a 70s movie or even older?
Well, it's 50 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody didn't have his afternoon coffee.
Yes.
Sharp guy over here. Yeah.
So, as I was mentioning, the movie Bullet, if you look at any list of the best car chase scenes, this will be on almost every list, and it'll usually be on the top 5.
Okay. All right. So that is June 2nd, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Friends of Steve McQueen, Boys Republic, Chino Hills. And all of these, by the way, are going to be on the iDriveSoCal website, iDriveSoCal.com. Go to events, and you'll be able to find all of these. So we ready to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Wow. And the next one's the very next day, huh?
Yes. It's Sunday, June 3rd.
Okay. Sunday, June 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Rev Auto at Sherwood Country Club.
Yes, that'll take place at Sherwood Country Club in Westlake Village. This is only the 5th year that this exclusive automobile show, auto show has taken place.
Okay.
And tickets are $150 for adults, and I believe it's $75 for kids 12 and under.
What
And
do
this
you
is
get?
a
You get
very
lunch with that or something? Or
Yes,
open bar?
you do get a brunch. I believe there are drinks. There's going to be live jazz. This
Okay,
is
so it's an upscale. It's a concourse. Maybe not quite that much, but is that
it's
the
a
kind of
concourse.
cars?
These are definitely concourse level cars.
Okay.
There's only a limited number of cars at this event, and these are some of the most expensive cars in the world. I remember going a couple of years ago. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. They had an Aston Martin there that was worth $17 million.
$17 million.
Yeah, beautiful green Aston Martin.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a garden party with live jazz, drinks, and food.
An upscale affair.
Yes.
Okay. So needless to say, if you hit that one, you might want to leave the flip-flops, board shorts, and tank tops at home. Maybe step it up just a little bit.
This is an event where you want to get dressed up for.
Okay. And then moving on, the very next weekend, Sunday, were we done with that show?
Yes.
Okay. So moving on, the very next weekend, Sunday, June 10th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we have the San Marino Motor Classic at Lacey Park in San Marino, California. Tell us about that one.
This is one of the very best car shows in all of Southern California. It is the successor to the Los Angeles Concours d'Elegance, and this show started in 2011.
Okay.
There's about, I believe, 40 different classes of vehicles. So it is a fantastic show. Dave Coons is one of the MCs for the shows. He is the ABC7 reporter. He covers all of the automotive shows throughout Southern California.
Okay.
You're going to see a lot of cars at this automotive event. Everything from classic cars to sports cars to muscle cars to Japanese cars. So whatever your interest is, you're going to appreciate this automobile show.
So this is going to cover the gamut, maybe a little bit more pedestrian, not quite the level of a concourse kind of.
Actually, this is a concourse level show.
It is a concourse level show.
That's why there's 40 different classes of vehicles, and
Okay.
they'll receive third, second, and first place. There's also a number of special awards, including Best of Show, Post-War, Pre-War, I believe Most Elegant, and a number of other specialty awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this one's significantly less. The admission on this one's just $25 in advance, $30 at the door.
Yes. There's
Which
also a VIP ticket, which is about $125.
okay, and any of these prices, folks, don't quote us on it. Check the website, and actually, we link to all these shows from iDriveSoCal.com events. We make sure to have links to their sites should anything change or whatnot. We're not responsible. We're just talking about them. So just want to give that disclaimer out there.
Yes.
So we ready to go on to the next one?
Yes.
Oh, and you know what? But before we go on to these, I mentioned you and your son. All of these are family-friendly events, right?
Yes, all of these events are
Okay.
definitely family friendly.
Okay.
In fact, you'll see a lot of families there, lots of kids, babies,
Got it.
mom and dads with strollers.
And at the same time, I've been to a lot of car shows with my buddies when we've been both married and single, and I've been to a lot of car shows, especially the higher end ones as a date. Throwing back to my very first Concours d'Elegance,
Yeah.
was a double date that you and I went on with our significant others.
Yes. Great
So-
events for dates as well.
Yeah. Okay, so then the very next one is Sunday, June 17th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Rodeo Drive, Concours d'Elegance, and that is on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills.
Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yes.
Just kidding. Thanks for correcting me, though. And that one, admission free. Hey,
Yes. Well, this
the
is
rodeo's free, kids.
this is on Father's Day,
Uh-huh.
and this is the largest public annual event in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
This year is a very special year because it is the 25th anniversary for this event. So it is the silver edition, and what they're planning on doing for the 25th anniversary is that they will have all silver vehicles on display
all
for this event.
silver
Yeah.
vehicles.
Now, I remember one year where they were celebrating 100 years of the automobile, and it was the coolest thing ever. They had an automobile representing every
Every
year
year.
for 100 years. How cool is that?
That is cool.
That's really cool.
I bet you they had some pretty obscure way back in the day before it all consolidated. I bet you they had some pretty darn obscure brands too, huh?
They had all sorts of cars there. It was fantastic. So that was definitely one of the most memorable Rodeo Drive Concours d'Elegances ever.
Now you said this one gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, I believe they get about 35,000 people
Wow.
each year.
All right.
Well, it is a free event. It's a great way to spend the day with your dad.
Yeah, who doesn't like to hang
Yeah.
out on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills?
And you're going to see all types of cars, classic cars. Usually there are some dealerships that will bring brand new
Sure.
cars, so you get to check out the newest vehicles as well.
And that's the kind and the neighborhood that you can bet your bottom dollar the hot shots that have the fancy cars.
Yeah.
To drive them there will be doing so and showing them off as best they can as well.
Yeah, and maybe you'll see a celebrity there. I've seen
Right.
Jay Leno, Larry King.
Jay's kind of a standby, though,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you hit an automotive event every Saturday and or Sunday for a month in Southern California, I think you're going to run into Jay Leno,
Maybe.
which I haven't done yet, and
Yeah.
I look forward to it because I'm going to be like, Mr. Leno, will you please come on my podcast? But yeah, okay, cool. So then the next one is the following Sunday, and that's June 24th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. again, Highway Earth Car Show.
Yes, this is a newer car show. It's also in Beverly Hills, but up in the hills of Beverly Hills,
Franklin Canyon Park.
Franklin Canyon. And this car show is free to spectators.
Okay. So-
Yeah, this is a really unique car show. They have all types of cars, and the cars surround the lake. So it's a great place to go take a morning walk. I remember a couple of years ago, I went and they had the brand new Acura NSX there. They also had the original NSX. So it was so cool to be able to see both the original and the brand new one side by
right next to
side.
each other. Sure.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Well, very cool. So that is Professor Kwan's Awesome Auto Show June. That's what I called in the beginning of the podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
So
have to
I would say
copyright that.
these are the 5 best shows in the month of June.
Okay. And it basically opens up where you're hitting Saturday, Sunday, and then you can just mark Sundays off your calendar for the rest of the month. So Clinton's just going to
There's
come
a car show every Sunday in the month of June.
Every Sunday in the month of June.
Yes.
And if you follow Clinton's lead, you're only going to have to check Saturday and Sunday off the first weekend in June, and then just Sundays after that. But very good. All right, excellent. Did you? And we have time. Did you said that there might be one other one that you wanted to mention?
Well, there's also the Huntington Beach Concours d'Elegance, and that also takes place during the first weekend of June. So the first weekend is a very, very busy month.
Okay.
Now that's a 2-day event. The first day, usually they have hot rods. I've never been on Saturday.
Okay.
I always go on Sunday. Sunday is the actual Concours d'Elegance.
Okay.
And that show's been around for, I believe, over 30 years now. And it's changed quite a few times, but it's still a show definitely worth checking out. It'll take place by the library at Huntington Beach.
All right. Fantastic. Professor Kwan, thank you as always. If you are going to be hitting any of these shows, be sure to keep a lookout for the good professor. And he may or may not be running around with his son. But again, all of these shows are on iDriveSoCal.com, the events page. Click on the events page and then click through to the individual shows for any updates or details. But it being sunny California, I highly doubt that we're going to have any rain delays or rainouts. That's not going to happen in the month of June, right? Highly unlikely.
I don't ever recall it raining in the month of June, July, but not June.
Really?
Yes.
July.
I remember going to a 4th of July event and it was raining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've been here all your life. I haven't been there that long. All right. Professor Kwan, again, thank you so much. That is Professor Kwan's Awesome Auto Show June.
Yes.
And I'm Tom Smith for iDriveSoCal. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, bye-bye.
This episode was engineered and edited by Micah Palmquist.
Hey there. Still wanting more iDriveSoCal content? Just go to iDriveSoCal.com. From there, you can subscribe to our podcast and newsletter. And you can connect with one of our awesome car dealer partners to get yourself a sweet new high-tech wonder on wheels. And oh yeah, we always want to hear from you. So please connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Or if you're not a big social media-ite, you can email us suggestions for stories, people, places, or events you think we should cover. Here's the address: media@iDriveSoCal.com. That's media, MEDIA, at the letter I, drive, DRIVE, SoCal, SoCal.com. Media@iDriveSoCal.com. Thanks again for listening, and definitely reach out with whatever's on your mind.